You may have holds on your account as you're new to USU. There are several that could be there, but two of the most common are the advisor hold and the orientation hold. The advisor hold can be cleared after you've watched this presentation or visited with your psychology advisor. The orientation hold will be cleared when you have completed the orientation modules. Both of these hold types are registration holds. That means you won't be allowed to register or change your schedule until you get these holds taken care of. To start out, let's look at the general requirements for a bachelor's degree. You're required to earn at least 120 credits. 40 of those 120 need to be upper division. That means the class number is going to be at 3,000 or above. At least 100 of those 120 credits must have a grade of C- or higher. Passing grades will also count in this category. And lastly, to earn a degree from USU, at least 30 of your 120 credits must be taken through USU, either here on the main campus, online, or through one of our distance education centers. The psychology has some requirements too. We'd like you to keep an overall GPA of 3.0 or higher. That's a B or better average. Psychology coursework needs to be at a 3.0 or higher GPA. And the lowest grade that we will accept on a psychology course being used in the major is a C. Looking at your bachelor's degree, it's kind of like a puzzle with 5 pieces. There's general education. This is what would be covered if you're coming into USU with your associate degree completed from a USHE accredited school. There's your depth education. That is like upper division general education that you would complete at USU or at a 4-year institution. Your major coursework, your minor coursework, and your electives. Let's take a closer look at those. General education encompasses breadth courses and your English and math. English 1010 and English 2010 are required of all majors at the university. If you've already completed AP Lit and Comp or AP Lang and Comp and passed the exam, you could have English 1010 waived. It would also be waived if you had earned a 29 or higher ACT score in your English section. No AP or ACT scores will waive English 2010. It is the next required English course that all students must take. Quantitative literacy, or QL, psychology requires our students to take Statistics 1040 or Statistics 1045. If you've already taken and passed the AP Statistics test, you could substitute that in. The reason we require you to have a statistics background is so that you'll be ready to perform well in psychological statistics, a course in the major. Next are the breadth courses. You need to complete one course out of each area. And then your social science course requirement is actually filled by Psychology 1010. So when you take that for your major, it will also automatically fill that category in your general education. Depth education. There are actually 5 areas that you need to take a depth course, but fortunately for you as a psychology major, our major coursework fills 3 of those categories. You can see on the screen which ones. You do still need to take one depth humanities and arts course and one depth life and physical science course. Let's look at the psychology major. You will come into the psychology department as a pre-psychology major. In order to move fully into the major, you need to complete the courses listed here on the screen. But you don't just need to complete them, you need to complete them with a B or better average. Moving on in the psychology major, you'll also take neuroscience, research methods in psychology. At that point, you'll be able to select your course of choice from the undergraduate research core. If you're more interested in behavioral psychology, you would want to go with the Psychology 3400. If you're more interested in the inner workings of the mind and memory, you might be interested in cognitive psychology instead. Next comes the diversity and inclusivity core. You will either select psychology of gender or multicultural psychology to complete that requirement. Next come the psychology major electives. This isn't a complete list of them. There are actually going to be different ones throughout your career here at USU. You'll need to select 3 major electives to contribute towards the psychology major. Finally, we come to the undergraduate apprenticeship, or the capstone course in our major. This allows you to work closely with professors or graduate students in a smaller group. It also allows you, if you would like to take courses that are in an applied setting more outside of the classroom to get experience. Different areas of focus will be available each semester, so you'll have a different menu of classes to select from. You can see some of the ones coming up on the screen. Psychology requires that you complete a minor in another area as well. You can see a list of the over 100 minors available at USU at the website listed on your screen. However, the most common minors for psychology majors to complete are listed on the screen as well for your convenience. Most minors are from 12 to 15 credits, but some may take a few more credits than that. You're looking at your entire bachelor's degree. You can see that your general education will take about 30 credits. Your depth will take about 6 credits. Remember that 3 of those depths are covered by psychology courses, and that's why it's at 6 credits. Your major will take about 39 credits, and a minor will take about 15. That takes you up to 90 credits, and remember that you need 120 to graduate. So what should you do with those extra 30 credits? Well, you could take PE or elective courses and enhance your degree that way. Or you're also welcome to sign up for a second minor, or you can turn that minor that you're working on into a second major. Psychology, talk about getting started now. If you have already completed Psychology 1010, then I recommend you look at Psychology 1400, 1410, or Psychology 2010, or even both of them, or one of your psychology major electives. If you haven't taken 1010, then I recommend you get into that right off the bat. Next, we recommend that you would complete your math requirement as early as possible in your degree. If you haven't taken the ALEX Math Placement exam within the last year, or completed a college-level math course successfully within the last year, you will need to take the ALEX Placement exam to place into a math or statistics course. If you have already completed your Stat 1040, 1045, or AP Stats, you may request that one of your advisors approve you to register for Psychology 3010, which is Psychological Statistics. You can also select any of your breadth courses that are not filled already by AP credit or concurrent enrollment credit. One thing I like to do when looking for breadth courses is to do the search by attribute. You'll find that in the registration main menu when you're signing up for classes. You'll see a link that says Advanced Search Options. You click on that and then find the box that says Attribute. At that point, you can just type in one of the breadth area abbreviations and it will search for all of the courses in that area that are being offered that semester. First, English 1010 is another good option for your first semester. But if you've already completed that, either by AP, concurrent enrollment, or by having a 29 or higher English ACT score, you can check to see if there are openings in English 2010 for you to register for. How many credits do you take per semester? Well, that depends on a lot of things. Are you going to be working? Do you have a family to take care of as well? I would definitely recommend not overtaking your credits. It's always a better option to take fewer credits and do well in those classes than load up your schedule and have to retake classes because you didn't have time to dedicate to get the grade you needed to move on. Credits if you took 15 credits at fall and 15 credits each spring, times that by 4 years, it takes you to your 120 required credits. Full-time is considered 12 credits or more. However, do remember that in order to graduate in 4 years, you would need to complete an average of 30 credits per year or 15 credits per semester. If you put summer semester into this mix, you could actually finish more quickly, or you could lessen your load each semester. What are classes like at USU? Well, that's a complicated question. We offer our classes in many different methods. Traditional face-to-face, this is where you would meet in a regular classroom with a teacher, and it would be at a scheduled meeting time. We also have hybrid face-to-face courses. These meet at a scheduled meeting time, but they're also delivered simultaneously via web broadcast, which means half of the students would be live in the room with the teacher, and then they would switch places, and the other half would be live with the teacher on the alternate days of the course. The students who are not meeting face-to-face would be watching the live web broadcast. We also have interactive broadcast. The difference here is that the courses are delivered from a USU site to another USU site. So you would need to be at a USU center at the scheduled meeting time. Online courses are fully online delivery. They're delivered through Canvas. Web broadcast is another way of delivering classes, and that can either be done live at a scheduled meeting time or virtual broadcast delivery. For more information on delivery methods, you can go to the USU website and search Course Delivery Method. Done by Beck. Advising in Psychology is done by Becca Bowman, Ben Elwood, and Teresa Hatterley. If your last name starts with the letters A through C, you would be working with Becca. If your last name begins with D through M, you would be working with Ben. And if your last name starts with N through Z, you would be working with Teresa. You're welcome to email us with any questions, but you're also welcome to set up an appointment to visit with us. You can do that by going to cehs.usu.edu/advising. You're welcome to set up an appointment or email your advisor with any questions. To go next? Well, to get started, go to my.usu.edu. You're going to be looking for the banner link on the left-hand side of the page. There you can access the registration main menu. You can access your degree works and academic plans, also under the banner link. On the main page, you will receive notices and information on registration dates as they become closer. You can also find links to all kinds of services. Take a peek and see what you can find.